If I had just ignored that friend request, none of this would have happened. I'd still sleep through the night. I wouldn't be looking over my shoulder every time I opened my phone. But I didn't ignore it. And now, I can't undo what came after. It was a Thursday night in October. Nothing special about it. I'd just gotten home from work, microwaved some leftovers, and collapsed onto the couch with my laptop. The kind of evening where you're too tired to do anything productive, but too wired to sleep. So I did what I always did. I scrolled. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the usual rotation. Mindless content to fill the silence of my apartment. I lived alone back then. Had been living alone for about 8 months after my roommate moved out. It was fine most of the time. Quiet. Peaceful, even. But some nights the quiet felt heavier than others. I switched to Facebook around 11. I didn't use it much anymore. Most of my friends had migrated to Instagram or just stopped posting altogether. But I kept it out of habit. Old photos, memories, the digital graveyard of my college years. That's when I saw it. A notification. One new friend request. I almost scrolled past it. I got random requests sometimes, usually bots. Sometimes people from high school I barely remembered. I'd learned to just delete them without thinking. But something made me click. The profile picture showed a woman, mid-20s maybe, dark hair pulled back, taken from a distance, slightly blurred. She was standing near a window with city lights behind her. It looked candid, real. Her name was Emma Sinclair. I didn't recognize her. I checked her profile. It wasn't private, but it wasn't filled with content either. A few dozen friends, a handful of posts from the past year, photos of coffee shops, sunsets, books, the kind of aesthetic posts that made her seem thoughtful, quiet. No mutual friends, though. That was odd. I hovered over the decline button, but then I thought, what's the harm? Maybe she was new to the area. Maybe we'd crossed paths somewhere and I just didn't remember. Maybe she thought we had mutual friends and just got it wrong. I accepted. Nothing happened for 2 days. I honestly forgot about it. Life went on. Work, gym, the same coffee shop on my lunch break. I posted a photo on Instagram of my usual order, a cold brew with oat milk, and added some generic caption about needing caffeine to survive the week. That night, I got a message from Emma. "Hey, sorry for the random ad. I came across your profile and thought you seemed interesting. Hope that's not weird, haha." It was friendly, casual, the kind of message you'd expect from someone trying to make new friends online. I wrote back, "No worries, always happy to meet new people. Are you from around here?" Her reply came fast. "Yeah, I moved here a few months ago. Still getting used to the city. Saw your coffee post earlier. Looks like we go to the same place, haha. Small world." I felt a small flutter of unease. Nothing major, just a tiny blip. I scrolled back through my Instagram. The coffee shop name wasn't tagged. I never tagged locations. It was just a photo of a cup on a wooden table. But maybe she recognized the interior. It was a popular spot. I pushed the thought away. "Nice. Yeah, that place is great. Best cold brew in the area." We chatted for a bit. Surface level stuff. Favorite shows, music. She mentioned she was working remotely, doing something in graphic design. I told her I worked in marketing. Normal conversation. She was easy to talk to. Almost too easy. Over the next week, Emma messaged me every day. At first, it was nice. I didn't have many people to talk to outside of work. Most of my close friends had moved away after college. My family lived 3 states over. I spent most evenings alone. So yeah, it was nice to have someone check in. "How was your day? Did you end up watching that show I recommended? I'm so tired today. Work was brutal." It felt normal, like the beginning of a real friendship. But then she started saying things that made me pause. One night, I mentioned I was going to bed early because I had a morning meeting. She replied, "Oh, the one with your boss about the campaign pitch? Good luck." I stared at the screen. I never told her about that meeting. I went back through our messages, checked every conversation. I hadn't mentioned it, not once. Maybe I'd posted something on Instagram? I checked. Nothing. Twitter? Nothing. I asked her, "How did you know that?" 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. "You mentioned it the other day, remember?" I didn't remember. But I let it go. Maybe I had mentioned it and just forgot. A few days later, I was walking home from the gym. It was around 8 at night, dark outside, cold. I had my earbuds in, listening to a playlist. My phone buzzed. Emma. Long day at the gym? I stopped walking. My Instagram story hadn't posted yet. I'd taken a mirror selfie in the locker room, but I was still editing it, still deciding if I wanted to share it. So how did she know? I typed back, hands shaking slightly. "Yeah, how did you know I was at the gym?" The reply came immediately. "Lucky guess, haha. You usually go around this time, right?" I felt something cold settle in my chest. I did usually go around that time. Most weekdays I hit the gym after work. Same routine, same schedule. But I'd never told her that. I stood on the sidewalk, staring at my phone. People walked past me, cars drove by. The world kept moving, but I felt frozen. "How do you know that?" The 3 dots appeared, then stopped. No reply. I waited 5 minutes, 10. Still nothing. I shoved my phone into my pocket and walked home faster than usual. That night, I went through Emma's profile again. Really went through it this time. Her photos were generic. Coffee shops that could have been anywhere. Sunsets with no identifying landmarks. Book covers that were popular on Book Talk. Nothing personal. Nothing specific. Her friends list was small. I clicked through a few profiles. Most of them looked fake. Barely any posts, stock-looking profile pictures, generic names. My stomach turned. I opened our message thread again. She still hadn't replied to my last question. I typed, "Who are you?" I hit send before I could second-guess it. The 3 dots appeared instantly. "What do you mean?" "You know things you shouldn't know, things I never told you." Another pause. "I think you're being paranoid. We've talked a lot. Maybe you just forgot." I wanted to believe that. I really did. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. The messages didn't stop. Over the next few days, they came more frequently, at all hours. "You seemed stressed today. That blue jacket looks good on you. Did you sleep okay? You looked tired this morning." Each one was like a needle under my skin. I never replied. I muted the conversation, but the notifications still came through. I could see the previews lighting up my screen. One night, I was sitting on my couch, lights off, just the glow of the TV. My phone buzzed. "You should close your curtains." I looked up. My living room window faced the street. The blinds were open. I always left them open. I liked the city lights. But now, staring at that window, I felt exposed. I stood up slowly, walked to the window, looked outside. The street was empty. A few parked cars, a couple walking a dog in the distance. No one looking up at me, but someone had been. I yanked the curtains closed. My hands were trembling. I picked up my phone and blocked Emma's profile, blocked her number, deleted the message thread. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. 2 days later, I got a message on Instagram from a new account. No profile picture, random string of numbers for a username. "You can't block me." My blood went cold. I blocked that account too. Another message came through, different account. "I know you're scared." I turned off my phone. I sat in the dark for an hour, just breathing, trying to think. Who was this? What did they want? I thought about going to the police, but what would I even say? Someone's messaging me? They haven't threatened me. They haven't done anything illegal. They've just been watching. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed messages, all from different accounts, all from Emma. Most of them were just my name. Alex, Alex, Alex. Over and over. But the last one was different. I know what happened in Phoenix. I dropped my phone. Phoenix? I hadn't thought about Phoenix in 3 years. No one knew about Phoenix except my family and 2 friends. It wasn't something I talked about. It wasn't something I posted about. It was buried, locked away in a part of my life I never revisited. But she knew. Somehow, she knew. I picked up my phone with shaking hands. I typed, "Who the hell are you?" The reply came in seconds. "You really don't remember me, do you?" My mind raced, tried to place the name, the pace in the profile picture. Nothing. Should I? 3 dots. Then, "You ruined my brother's life, Alex." I felt the air leave my lungs. 3 years ago, Phoenix, you testified against him, said he did something he didn't do. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Phoenix, the trial, the testimony. I'd been a witness, nothing more. I told the truth about what I saw, what I heard, but the person I testified against, he went to prison, and I never thought about it again. Until now. He killed himself last year, in his cell. I couldn't breathe, and it's your fault. I stared at the message, read it again and again. I didn't finish typing. Another message came through. "I've been watching you for months, Alex. I know where you work, where you live, where you get your coffee every morning." Pause. I know everything. I threw my phone across the room. I didn't leave my apartment for 3 days. I called in sick to work, didn't answer calls, didn't check social media. I just sat there, in the dark, curtains closed, door locked, waiting. For what? I don't know. A knock, a message, something. But nothing came. On the 4th day, I finally opened my laptop. I searched for Emma Sinclair, dug through public records, found nothing. I searched for the brother, the trial. I found an obituary. He had a sister. Her name wasn't Emma, but when I saw her photo in the article, standing next to him at a family gathering years ago, my stomach dropped. It was her, the woman from the profile picture. She'd been using a fake name, but it was her. I never heard from her again after that. No more messages, no more accounts, nothing. At first, I thought maybe she'd gotten what she wanted. She scared me, made me remember, made me feel the weight of what I'd done, even if I believed I'd done the right thing. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder if she's still out there, watching, waiting for the right moment. I deleted all my social media, changed my number, moved to a different part of the city. But I still feel it, that presence, like someone standing just outside my field of vision. I don't accept friend requests anymore. I don't talk to strangers online. And I never, ever leave my curtains open. Because here's the thing, we put our entire lives online. We share where we go, what we do, who we're with. We think we're safe because it's just a screen. But someone's always watching. And sometimes they're closer than you think. I learned that the hard way. Maybe you will too. Or maybe you'll be smarter than I was. Maybe you'll think twice before you click accept. Because once you let someone in, even just digitally, you can't always get them out. And by the time you realize who they really are, it's already too late.